Hey J fam, it's been one packed week living on the road, so I have way too many stories that I have to share with all of you. Some good ones, some fails, but we're just gonna get right into it. Sit down, get comfy, because I've got lots of adventure story times coming your way. Shall we begin here? Yup, that Montana blue sky was not so blue when it started chucking ping pong sized hail at our van. It came out of nowhere. I'm talking like blue skies and then it just hails for 10 minutes straight out of nowhere. And all we could do was watch in horror as our van Maverick got hail damage for 10 minutes straight. I kept reminding myself, it's just dents, it's just dents, it's just dents. But in the back of my head, I knew that wasn't the truth. I knew there was a possibility that some of this hail could hit our solar and shatter it. So scary. But once the hail did stop, it was like a mass exodus from the building of everyone checking their vehicles, some having worse fate than others. I saw some people with completely shattered windows. How bad is it?
Might have withstood it. All right.
Other people just had dents and hail damage, which is what ended up happening to us. And honestly, at that point, I was like, I'm just thankful that everything is functioning properly. We have a few new dents. That's not the end of the world. I couldn't help but notice that the sky was remarkably stunning and unique. I had never seen clouds quite like that. I'd also never seen a hailstorm like that. So, I mean, I'm sure that had something to do with it. But I went ahead and set up a time lapse right then and there, right in the middle of the parking lot, because I had to share these clouds with you. They were insane. The next day, I was reunited with my sister Hannah, who is currently living in Montana, and we found ourselves on the east side of Glacier National Park, attempting a 12-mile trek over Piegan Pass. Hands down, one of the most stunning places I've ever been. There was a 1,000-foot waterfall just randomly coming down, beautiful, colorful rocks on all of our little stream crossings, flowers and wildlife everywhere.
I think that is a bear print.
Glacier National Park, get there before you die. But don't underestimate summer snow melt, because we did. Our trail was wet, like not muddy. I'm talking like full-on water stream coming down our trail because it's the path of least resistance. And if you haven't felt melted snow water for yourself, take it from me, it is very cold. I would say it's freezing, but technically it is not frozen anymore. So I will just say it is very, very cold.
Oh no! Oh god!
You got it.
It's moving.
Control it.
Long legs. Oh!
I felt like a gazelle.
Full water. Nice, Hannah.
Oh, I don't know if I'm gonna clear this one.
You got this. Yeah, easy.
And little did I know, we were just warming up. Because our bridge crossing that was coming up happened to not have a bridge on it. The bridge was just sitting there, uninstalled, next to the trail, doing nothing. And that's the moment when all three of us decided we were doing a river crossing in Glacier National Park.
All right, let's go do a river crossing we had no idea about.
I'd done some river crossings before, but nothing this cold, nothing running this fast. Thankfully, back when I worked as a trip guide, I had some water training, so I went over the basics with everybody. I'm like, don't cross your legs, face upstream, make sure that we're all connected so that if one of us did fail, we would be able to not have them, you know, going down the river. The first trip into the river was not smooth. We actually ended up bailing because we chose one of the deepest sections of the river.
I'm about to slip. I'm on really like a big slip rock. Alright, back out.
Back out.
Hannah and I didn't have shoes on, so we were slipping on the rocks. I was like, this is not gonna work. After we got back out of the water, our legs hurt so bad. We hadn't been in long enough to actually become numb, so it was just really painful. Quite a bonding experience, especially knowing that now we have to go try again.
Alright, what did we learn? What did we find out? That is too strong! Okay.
Can we go down a little bit?
So we managed to get down to a different part of the river and crossed that together. It wasn't easy or fast, but we made it happen. And before we knew it, we were over our river crossing and done with that for the day.
Oh, wow! That's something!
So we'd successfully gotten across the river, but as we were hiking and getting closer to the pass, we were coming across more and more consistent snowfields. We'd started kind of late in the day, so with the sun shining on these snowfields all day, they were becoming compromised and kind of sloshing around. We were slipping.
I think I got it on video.
Yes, he got it on video.
I think so.
And that just really isn't safe when you're going over a pass and there's exposed sections because you can fall and tumble. So we were already starting to have some second thoughts, like maybe we are not prepared for this hike today. But then we came across a ranger and he was like,
"Hey, you guys aren't trying to go across the pass, right?"
planting the first seed of doubt in our minds that maybe this is not what we should be doing today. Not only did he inform us that the road on the other side of our trail was closed, adding another 2 miles of road hiking, but the snow fields were just going to get worse and basically made the pass undoable with the gear that we have.
We have to turn around, which also means that we have to do that river crossing again. Slow and steady. I wake you up in the morning.
You got nothing.
The river ate my sunglasses. JFam, if you're ever hiking in Glacier National Park on the east side where no one hikes, look for my sunglasses when you cross the river.
All right.
Commit! Commit! Go, Hannah, go! It's another day hiking with Hannah. Hannah, what are the consequences of your actions?
Oh, my toes!
That was lame, Justin.
Oh, my toes are so cold.
Oh, that was cold! Oh, gosh! Oh. I didn't think you'd aim at the camera!
What we were most worried about was the fact that Justin's parents were supposed to be picking us up at the trailhead that was on a road that was closed. And on top of that, we had no way to communicate to them that we had bailed on the pass. So when they found out that the road was closed, they actually ended up hiking up that closed section. And of course we weren't there. They waited for several hours, we still weren't there. And guys, while we were hiking, we were so upset that we couldn't tell them we were good, that we were safe, nothing happened to us. We knew they were worried and we just couldn't do anything about it. Well, after they saw the other side of the pass and realized how icy it was, I think it occurred to them that we might have bailed on it. So they did the smart thing, they left us messages on the ground on where they were at, just in case we did come across that pass, because it would have been nighttime if we had tried to complete the pass. But anyways, we had made a backup plan just in case anything went wrong. We said if we are not at trailhead by dark, meet us at one of the lodges that's in the national park. And man, it was such a relief to see them walk through that doors. We were exhausted and also just worried about them worrying, and they were worried about us worrying. And we were just so glad to be done with that hike and to have survived Glacier National Park for the day. Still got a good 10 miles in too. The rest of the weekend, we opted for some chiller activities. We ended up paddleboarding on Flathead Lake, which is this massive lake up in Montana. I'm talking over 27 miles wide. I looked it up and it's over 370.7 feet deep. My brain cannot comprehend that much water in a lake. Naturally, Hannah thought it was a good place to try and learn how to backflip, so here's some footage of that.
Hey, that was really good, Hannah.
We hiked through the tall forests of the park, looking for cool lake views, watching some of the local residents eat their dinner. Thankfully, no bears were interested in dinner at the time.
Look how strong you are.
Leave it to me quickly to try and get shots that make Walmart look cinematically pleasing. Then I saw this sign and it totally ruined the vibe. I guess we weren't going to be sleeping here tonight. I decided to just ignore the sign for a little bit, went back to the van, made myself some comfort food, knowing that we'd have to move later on that night. I was like, you know what? That's fine. I'm gonna eat some yummy food. I'm gonna have some time to begin editing this vlog for all of you. Life is good. Our plan was just to relax the next day, but these upper cabinets had other plans for us. For aesthetic reasons, we hadn't followed our own advice and reinforced enough of the bottom of the cabinets with screws. So a lot of it was just brad nailed in, and with the weight of everything combined with bumpy roads, I mean, it's just gonna happen. It fell out. We did get it fixed pretty easily. It just literally took a few screws to the bottom of it and it was all sturdy. But the van was a complete wreck by that point. Sometimes in the van life lifestyle, you end up doing something completely different with your evening than you could have planned. I didn't expect to be standing in between my upper pantry food, but here we are. This is about the only consistent thing about van life is that it's inconsistent. And I think with that, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up this episode. Thank you so much to all of my patrons over on Patreon who make these episodes possible. Patrons of the channel get stickers, postcards, early content, and ad-free content, as well as some extra Patreon posts each week. So if that sounds like something you might like, go ahead and head to that description and support my channel down below. Otherwise, you can just keep supporting me by watching what I'm creating, and you'll just be right here along this journey with me. Love you guys so much, and I will see you all in the next video, which is going to involve hundreds and hundreds of vans.